Are we live? Hello and welcome to my channel and tonight's live stream. Tonight I'm going to be sharing. So, like always, I'm going to check my audio and make sure that this horizontal and vertical streams are working. This is going to take just 1 minute. That way I don't make the same mistake as I have. There you go. So that is good. Now I'm gonna check on the vertical. I'm streaming on horizontal and vertical. Horizontal in case you wanna watch me on your TV, or the vertical stream so you can watch me and hear me on your phone. So that's what I'm doing right now, just making sure that I'm streaming on both streams. Okay, so that's good. Awesome. I don't know how people do this. I gotta do this every time just to make sure that I'm streaming on both streams. So everything looks good. I have audio and I have the chats open. Let me just leave a message. Hello. You can ask any questions or leave a comment. God is timeless, but in a timely manner. If you have seen my previous live streams, you know I like to make it a little bit entertaining. Trying not to make fun, just have fun. Making live streams can be so boring, so I try to make it a little fun. And how about we put a little background music just like other people do? I'll do the same thing. How about that? Oh, that sounds nice. It sounds like a refreshing music for the soul, for the heart. So, if you have seen my live streams before or any of my videos, you know by now that I talk about God and why we humans believe in God. But I also talk about other things. My channel is not specifically to talk about God only. I like to talk about health. I like to talk about money. And I also like to talk about relationships. And that's why I talk about God or any God, because of our relationship as humans with these beliefs in God and how these beliefs affect us certain times in a kind of positive way, but most of the time in an extremely negative way. So this is what this channel is about, having clear waters. So I would like to share my thoughts in regards to God being timeless. How many times have you heard that God is timeless? because God is everything. But you have also heard that God's timing is perfect. Yes, I know. I know what you're thinking. That sounds a little bit like a contradiction. But if you are a believer, if you're a believer and you believe that the God that you believe in is timeless, I've noticed that some people are gonna bend reality, are gonna explain it away. Like, yes, God is timeless, but he can move around in time because he's everything. He's outside time, so he can be on certain specific times, different times. For me, even when I was a believer, it always sounded like magic. Like this God is floating around in time, He's timeless. But suddenly, for you and your problem, God's timing is perfect. Now, today, that I am not a believer anymore, I understand that this God timing is perfect is just a cliche. It's just something that sounds good. Uh, People say it to probably make you feel good. People say it to have positive associations with the God. People say it because they're trying to sell you something that relates to God, like people selling events, people selling books, clothing. They're going to tell you, yes, God's timing is perfect. But now, today, I understand that it's just a sell pitch, it's just a cliche, and there's nothing to it. Because I made the big mistake to start asking questions. I think that God doesn't like people that ask questions. So when I heard like God's timing is perfect, I'm like, perfect for what? You're not supposed to be asking questions. Just accept the fact that God's timing is perfect. Yes, but I like to understand things. God's timing is perfect for what? Well, God's timing is perfect in your life because when you have a problem in your life, God is right there with you. When I was a believer, I was like, oh man, that is so beautiful. That's my God, man. Now, today, that I'm an honest human being and I'm honest with myself, I'm like, man, I don't think that God of the universe, the Alpha, the Omega, the all powerful, timeless being is keeping an eye on me specifically to see where I need him. And even if he's present on a problem that I have, what is God going to do? Is he going to interfere with my free will? Because the moment God put his hand in my life, in anything that I do, then I think that I no longer have free will. Even if he does something and that results with not a good outcome, I could blame God. So now I come to understand that this God's timing is perfect. There's nothing behind it. If God is timeless, God's timing is perfect. No. I know if you believe in God, because of the emotional attachment you have with the God, which is understandable, you will explain it away to yourself. You're going to say, no, this dude, YouTuber, is wrong. God is timeless, but he can move around time because he owns time and he created time, so he can do whatever he wants with time. I know. Sure. Yeah. Like magic, you know. He snaps his finger and he goes to another place, see what one person is doing and what the other one is doing, and this one needs help. This one I will not help because he was mocking me. This one I know needs my help, but I don't feel like helping this person. God would have nothing better to do than looking over people to see who needs help. So that's the problem. That's the problem when you are a believer and you start being honest with yourself. You're going to lose contact with the God. It's going to happen. There's no other way around it. Because if you are a human being that have thoughts, that have feelings, and you can take action, you're going to be bound to have an internal fight with yourself between you being honest with yourself and try to pretend that a God exists. It's horrible. I've been there, done that, and I don't like it because that always produces a dirty feeling on myself. It always produced this confused feeling. Like, in a way, it felt normal for me to do things and to think in a certain way. It felt natural, but then it goes against the God. And you are like, why? I know there are maybe millions of people that believe in one of these gods that have problems daily with their faith, with their belief. I know exactly what you're going through. That feeling that you are not worthy, that you are like this dirty feeling. I think that as long as you believe in a God, that feeling will never go away. The only time that it will go away is if you're able to shut down your honesty and your decency as a human being and make it be quiet. Yahaira Peñalba, buenas noches or hi. If you speak English or Spanish, you can ask me any questions. I like to answer questions at the end of whatever I'm talking about. Ciao. Just in case, yo hablo español. Poquito. No, I'm just kidding. Bastante. Pero I was saying that man, sometimes I lose my train of thought. Happens sometimes. Going back to God's timing is perfect. No, it's not. It cannot be perfect. If you think that God's timing is perfect and you still want to defend it, I ask you, God's timing is perfect for what? To do what exactly? What is God going to do in a specific time for you? What is he going to do? Is he going to do something again that is going to interfere with your life in a good or bad way? No, it does not make sense. You know, I think one of the hardest things that I did when I was a believer was to push back on this God information, on this book. Now it's all more clear to me. I always, when I was a believer, I believed that the information in the book was real. And I lost my focus on the God. So instead of looking for the God, I always started to look for the book. That explains why people say, I believe, I believe, I believe. I believe what the book says. The problem is that people cut that part. Why would someone say that? Because you could be exposed as like, man, I think when you say you believe the book. So many people in my videos on the comments sections, sometimes when I put comments on other videos, people ask me like, what do you mean believe? What's wrong with believing? Everything is wrong with believing in a God. Because just using the word believe and God in the same sentence, I think in a way is telling that there might be not a God around. Because if there was a God, you would not be talking about belief. You will be saying the God that is right there, that I can talk and interact with, that God is right there. You will not use the word believe. So if you believe in a God, let's say the Christian God, all you have is the book that probably you pay money for. So again, when people tell me, yes, I believe in God, I believe the God of the Bible, I'm like, you are totally correct. You believe in the God of the Bible. You believe in the information in the book that talks about a God, just like other books, like the Quran. So some people say, I know that God is real. I know that the God of the Bible is real because the Bible says so. People say that. I'm like, come on, Javier, just have patience, man. Don't make fun. I'll try to explain to people, the book is telling you that the God in the book is real. That's not a reason or evidence to believe that outside that book there's a God. Some people say there is more than enough evidence that God exists. And you ask, okay, give me your best evidence. The universe. I'm like, oh, okay. How did you connect the information provided in the book with the universe? How do you make the connection? Because the book says so. Okay, you win. You got me. I can have conversations with people. I'm not trying to convince you to let go your God. If you are listening to me for the first time on my previous videos, I tell you, hey, if you're going through a problem and you feel that hanging on to a God, Christian God, the God of the Quran, whichever God, if that's going to get you through a problem right now, man, use the God. Believe. Because who am I to tell you, no, don't do it. You have a problem, man, you're lying to yourself. No. I recognize that sometimes people have to grab to anything to go through a difficult situation. I just think that if you're using one particular God to fill your emptiness to get you through a problem, again, yes, okay, use the God. That's all right. But if you continue doing that through your life, it's going to put you in a predicament. It's going to put you down. Because trying to fix your emotional problem, trying to feel your emptiness, your void that you have in yourself with information from a book that is promising you that there is a God, is not gonna do you good on a long run. First of all, you're trying to find solutions outside of yourself. You're looking around, you're talking to friends, you're talking to your family, you're talking to doctors, you're talking to therapists, you're talking to all kinds of people. You're doing color therapy, you're doing hypnotism, you're doing everything, and nothing fills you up. You feel lonely, you feel broken, you have too many problems, and now here comes someone that saw you broken emotionally. Ha! We have a customer here. Call Ray Comfort. You don't know who Ray Comfort is? Go find out who Ray Comfort is. I call him jokingly the emotional vampire. He will suck the emotion out of you. Not good. But anyways, you using the God to fill you up for a long time, there's going to be a point in time that that feeling is going to fade out. It's going to fade away, because as a human being, as an honest human being that you are, you're going to start asking questions. You're going to be able to tell that something is not right. If there's a God, why there's so many problems around the world? It's been out for thousands of years that there's a God. It doesn't make things better. Probably this God that I believe in also is going to happen the same thing with me. It's not going to make things better. I'm very thankful if there is a God that got me through my problem. I was feeling very lonely. Someone read the Bible to me. I felt good. I was able to get through my problem. But right now, I'm kind of feeling that I'm pretending that there's a God. And this happens to people every day. And they start asking questions like, why do I feel like this? Why sometimes I feel like I'm talking to myself? Stop being honest. The God is not going to like it. That's, I think, in my humble opinion, that's what happened. If you take this God belief from the book too far. When people take this information, too far for too long, there are several things that are going to happen. Probably you're going to end up on some scam. Probably you're going to end up in some cult. Probably you're going to end up doing things that you will never do outside of a God. And I'm not talking about good things. Or you're going to end up spending your energy, your time, and your money with one of these people that talk about God in YouTube. You know what I'm talking about? The guys or the people that say, God told me last night, God gave me revelation, God revealed to me last night. In case you don't know it, that's called selling God. Selling God. If you want to test and put to the test what I'm telling you, go find whoever is talking about a God, one of these gods. 99.9% of the time, there's going to be money behind it. There's another motivation other than the God. Sorry to break it to you that openly. But I don't know about you, but I don't like to be living in a lie or living pretending. I don't like it. I like to understand things. I like to be honest with myself and try to be as honest as possible with other people. I don't think I would help anything in life or humanity if I'm constantly lying to myself and lying to people. No, Nothing good is going to come out of it. There's someone that wrote on the chat, or if you're listening in the live stream and you want to ask me a question, I'm always happy to answer any questions of specifically what I'm talking about, or if you want to ask me anything about anything, I'm willing to answer your question as long as you do it respectfully. Yes, we can have a conversation. Again, in my channel, I don't only talk about gods. I talk about other things. So, if you are one of the persons that have subscribed to my channel, I see that every day people subscribe to my channel. I'm very thankful. Thank you. I appreciate it. I have seen people incredibly putting likes to my videos. I never thought that would be possible. Thank you very much. I always like to tell whoever is listening and watching me on YouTube that you don't have to subscribe to my channel. You don't have to put a like, and you don't have to share my videos with anyone unless you think I'm providing something of value. Then yes, of course, you can subscribe. You're more than welcome. I'll be happy to have you as a subscriber. And if you put a like, thank you. I think that it's understandable that the information I'm sharing here on YouTube is not popular. It's uncomfortable, but I think at least I'm trying to do something that is a little bit honest and transparent when it comes to God's beliefs and other things of that nature. So it's been 35 minutes on the live stream. Again, I'm trying to leave at the end. I always do 1 hour, or try to do 1 hour. And at the end, last 15 minutes, I look at the chat, and if anybody wants to ask me a question, I'm doing that because previously there were people writing on the chat, asking questions, and I was totally not looking at the chat. And I'm like, you know what? I think that's kind of disrespectful. So if someone wants to ask me a question, wants to challenge what I'm saying, you can write a question. You can even join me on a call. You can even join me on video, to have a conversation. No debates, please. I don't like debates. Besides that, if there's a God, we shouldn't be debating about it. It should be absolutely 100% obvious that there's a God. But having conversations, and even if you want to challenge what I'm saying, man, you're more than welcome to do it. Because I'm not a perfect person, not even close. But I try to point to being honest and sincere and transparent and decent human being. No lying to myself. That's why you're going to hear me question these beliefs about gods, and why I think that the beliefs in God is ruining humanity. You can even ask me a question about why I think that way. There has been people on some of the videos that I make shorts, and some people ask me questions like, why do I say that? I said it on my videos, and I can say it again. If you ask me, I can tell you why I'm saying that. I think I have proof that what I'm saying is accurate. And especially because I used to be a believer for many years that spent time at church At the choir, yes, I used to sing in the choir. I used to play the drums in the choir. I used to play the guitar in the choir at church. I used to play the piano. Don't ask me how I did all these things. I think it was the Holy Spirit because I didn't know how to play piano. But there was a choir director that saw me fiddling with the piano, and he's like, "Can you do this and that?" I'm like, "Yes, I think so." He taught me a few chords, and then next thing I know, I was in the middle of the ceremonies playing piano, but just rhythm, two chords, three chords. I think mainly music at church is very easy, and then the guitar, and then the drums. But it was fun. That's one thing that I really enjoy at church. It was the group, the friends, the having fun part. That was a lot of fun, especially when we play at the choir. It was fun. It was a lot of fun. Then when I moved from one state to another, then I joined the choir singing. I sing a little bit, and it was fun too. So that part I enjoyed. I think I enjoy the community part. The share with other people. I have to admit, yes. Also the parties sometimes. Very healthy parties. No one drinking. But anyways, if anything good came out of being a believer for such a long time was the people. Nice people. Very nice. I can tell you that, at least. So, God's timing is perfect. For what? I don't know. Maybe someone out there can tell me what for. I think people, when they say that God's timing is perfect, they're crossing their fingers like nobody asking them anything about why they're saying that. Hey, what do you mean by God's timing? God's timing is perfect. He had to ask me. Okay. God timing is perfect because God is perfect. I remember when I was at the youth group, when I was at the praying group, man, I had the nerve to approach, the leaders of the church, and I would ask questions like, "Hey, why the devil? Why God doesn't get rid of the devil? Oh my God, no, 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 Javier, what are you doing? No, 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 don't be asking questions, man. That's a mystery of God." I'm like, okay, I don't know why I don't feel satisfied with that answer. God gave me thoughts and gave me reason and gave me this urge to understand things. No. So I go ask someone else, "Hey, why would God create a place, for people that don't love him? Why?" Javier, that's one of the mysteries of God, man. I always heard it in a tone, not always, but sometimes I heard it in a tone like, "Please stop asking questions. That's just a mystery of God that we don't know. Our mortal human minds don't understand, are not capable of understanding." I was never satisfied. I'm like, man, I need to understand this. I'm starting to see a pattern here. You're supposed to read the Bible from here to here. Don't read it from over there. Don't be asking questions. Just please shut up and read the good, beautiful things in the Bible. Oh boy, oh boy. So it's been, 45 minutes? Almost 45 minutes talking. And I see, again, like I always say, thousands of people on my on the stream. Just kidding. There's always, I don't know. I think the maximum people I've had on one of my live streams there were like 16 people, and they were there like for 7, 10 seconds, then back to 1, then go up to 3, go back to 0. It's understandable that this subject that I'm talking about is not popular. Apart from that, I don't feel probably I'm the right person. At least I feel that way. That I'm not the right person to probably be taking this information to the masses. I feel that I lack speaking technique. I lack this talent that you need to be able to speak on camera and transmit to people what you want to transmit. I don't like the lights. I don't like the camera. I speak awfully. But I don't know. Something tells me inside of me, like, Javier, you got to do what you got to do. You feel like doing these videos and talking about being honest and being transparent, man, just do them. Just do them. I've been doing this live streams every night, Monday to Fridays for the past, 2-3 weeks. I just feel like doing them. Probably next week, I don't do live streams anymore. I don't know. I go back to the old just recording videos, or I don't do anything. I don't know. I just do what I feel like doing, or sometimes, like right now, it's not that I feel it that much. I'm doing something that I feel like I have to do, even when I don't like it. But yes, I'm always streaming. I learned how to do it. Streaming on horizontal for TV and on vertical in case you want to watch me on your phone or device. I don't know how this works, but it works. I tried it. I've seen it. So it's been 45 minutes since I started the live stream. Right now, I'm open in case someone is out there watching. That I think the counter says 0 people. But in case someone joins, you can ask me a question about anything. Yeah, it can be related to God is timeless, God's timing is perfect, or it can be about anything else. So right now I'll focus on the chats and just be quiet for a moment. Drink a little bit of water. So looking at my statistics, 35 views with an average view duration 120 something. Let's see if I can move this. No, I better don't touch anything. I don't want to break anything in the middle of the live stream. But the average view is a minute and so, like a minute 30 seconds more or less. It's all good. All good. Next week, I'll probably change the subject a little bit. Maybe talk about something else. I would like to talk about money, business. I would like to talk about exercise. I would like that. Talk about exercise. I would like to share some techniques that I have developed myself for the lazy person that doesn't like to do exercise. What is it about? Do the maximum change in the least time possible. So if you want to have like nice body, nice looking, I've done this routine that at least at myself works very well and allows me to have like muscle and be defined at the same time. I do it mainly to have like a nice looking body. If I get to do it, if I do it, probably if you're interested in exercising, once in a while, maybe 2, 3 times a week, probably you're gonna enjoy it because it's just maximum 1 hour. It's a very compact routine, but high intensity. Because again, in the case of myself, I like to do the least exercise but have the maximum effect. I'm just late answering. You know, one thing that I noticed is that there is a big delay when someone asks me a question, when I get it, and by the time I answer, could be a few minutes. I've noticed that also when I write to someone on a live stream. I think they get the message like 2 minutes later. And if they write something or they answer, you can tell that there's a big delay. So I think sometimes it might happen that someone writes to me and they just spend, I don't know, like 30 seconds on the chat. They don't see me answering and people leave. I've done it myself too. One thing that I would like to learn to do more is how to speak properly, because I feel that sometimes I don't do proper technique. There has been times where I speak so fast or so badly that I feel that by the end of the live stream my throat is like it feels tiring. I'm looking right now at the statistics that YouTube provides for the live stream. Maximum, I think maximum viewers at one time, 5 people were watching. And then everybody run away from the from the live stream. That's fine. So one of the reasons, if you get to watch this, because I don't think nobody's watching right now, if you get to watch this when it's recorded, I do this again, these videos, because I'm thinking that I'm doing something good for myself, for my family, for my friends, for my country, for humanity. In a way, yes. So it's been almost 1 hour since I started live streaming. Before, when I started, we'll talk the whole entire hour without stopping, almost. But at the end of the live stream, I'm trying to leave space just in case someone wants to ask me a question, to have a conversation on the chats. Again, on the horizontal or vertical streams. I noticed that I get way more viewers on the vertical, I guess because more people are using phones than the horizontal stream. Horizontal stream always sits at one person watching. I don't know. Probably it's myself watching myself. It could be the case. Yes. I'll stay for like 5 more minutes on this live stream just in case anybody wants to ask me a question. I also suspect that my live streams are being promoted, probably not everywhere. You know, I'm gonna do a test here if you allow me. Give me just 1 second. Let's see. I want to look for myself. Clear waters. Life. I look for myself. Oh, there it is. Portrait. Let's see. Yep. I can see everything good. Yes, but I want to see if I go to YouTube and probably I go to the. I'm trying to see if I can see myself on the live section of YouTube. Because the other day, a while back, I was live streaming and then I tried to look for myself on the live section of YouTube and I couldn't find myself anywhere. So right now I'm going through the live streams for YouTube and it took me all the way down to all the lives right now and I cannot find myself. That is so weird. I don't know why that happens and probably someone could explain that to me. Or maybe I'll ask ChatGPT. Why does that happen? I see people or maybe let me see. I can see other people's um, live stream. I don't see mine. That is weird. Anywhere. Nobody watching. I gotta find out about this. Man, wow. Going back to live and refresh. Go back to live. Nada. Man. Maybe it's because the viewer count. That could be it. Maybe I went all the way down to all the lives on YouTube, apparently. And mine is nowhere to be found. That is weird. I gotta find out about that. I gotta do my homework. I like to understand things. I don't know why my live stream is not showing anywhere, at least to me. So It's been an hour since I started my live stream about God's timing is perfect and why it doesn't make sense. I wait until the last part of the live stream to interact with whoever wants to ask me questions in the chats or wants to have a conversation over voice or video. But if no one is out there on the live stream and nobody asks, has a question for me, I'll just finish the live stream. But not without thanking you. If you watch the live stream, you're subscribed, or you're watching this recorded live stream. Thank you, and see you in the next one.